The next individual I'd like to introduce to you, I've been working with the congressman for the last 10 years. And the Maryland delegation gets together once a month to have lunch together and to discuss issues here in Maryland. And when we close the doors, it's Maryland first. And it's been very interesting watching members of Congress from various political parties shutting the door and going to work on what's best for the citizens of Maryland. Heading that delegation most of the time has been our next speaker, Senator Cardin. I've watched him as we've discussed these issues. His clarity, his fairness to hear all points of view was really appreciated. And I want to tell you, a lot of times you only see the professional side of these men. Having worked beside Congressman Bartlett, I can tell you what a great human being he really is. I had an opportunity to find out a little bit the different side of Senator Cardin. I had a medical procedure a couple years ago. I tried to do it very quietly and not say anything to a lot of people, but he found out about it, and I received a personal handwritten letter from Senator Cardin. Senator, that meant a lot. That shows me he's a real human being and he really cares for people. And I was very touched by that. But we do have great people who have given their lives for service for this state and want to see good things happen for the citizens and for the state of Maryland. And Senator Cardin, it's a real honor and a privilege to have you come today and speak with us, and hopefully we can do this statewide, across the state, out of our state fair sometime. Senator Cardin? Great. Welcome.
Bud Otis, first of all, thank you for that very generous introduction. It's true that I did send him a note, but if you know anything about our congressional offices, we're only as good as our staff, and that's true in my office and it's true in Congressman Bartlett's office. And Congressman Bartlett is very blessed to have Bud Otis. He is an incredibly talented person who has done so much. There's Go Green. Congratulations, Bud. Another great day. Give Bud a round of applause. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for your hospitality. It's always nice to be here in Frederick. This is a great place to be. I was saying, it's hot all over Maryland except for here. It's beautiful weather here in Frederick as always. And for the fairgrounds people, there's no more appropriate place than here at the fairgrounds to have a Go Green conference. So thank you for opening up this facility for this purpose. It is the right thing to do. And I'm proud to be part of our federal team here. And we're a partnership, as Bud has pointed out. And we are very proud of our leadership on these issues, with Senator Mikulski as the dean of our delegation, the person who brings us together. And Bud's absolutely right. When we get together, it's Maryland first. And Congressman Bartlett, your congressman, has been a true leader of our delegation on energy issues. We can't afford to hire his talent as far as his expertise in this area. And one thing, and I'm going to introduce Congressman Bartlett a little bit later, and he'll be coming up here, but I can tell you, he's been talking about these issues before everyone else was, before it was a popular thing to do. He was taking on the interest way back when, and consistently did that. I remember many times listening to him, his speeches on the floor of the United States Congress, when he warned what is happening today would happen. He was right. And we need to follow his advice. And I'm so proud to be part of this conference because, let me tell you why it's important to go green. I'll give you the first reason. It's jobs. We don't have enough jobs. We need to employ more people in this country to keep our economy going. It's about jobs. Other countries have figured it out. I'll just give them the math here. For every dollar you invest in green energy, you get 4 times more jobs than you do in investing in traditional oil interest. Well, that means more jobs for our community. China understands it. They're investing in it. Europe understands it. They're investing. South America, we need to invest. in our future economic growth. And that's why Go Green is so important and green energy is so important. It's a matter of jobs. But let me also tell you about security, as you all understand this all too well. You know that we are sending $1 billion of our economy every day to those who we need their oil. $1 billion a day of our economy is exported to countries, most of whom who disagree with our way of life. We're financing our enemies. It makes no sense whatsoever from a national security point of view to be dependent on energy from countries who disagree with our way of life when we know how we develop the technology to make us energy independent. It's our technology. It's our brain power that has developed a way to take care of this issue. And the last point is the environment. And yes, as the mayor mentioned, with what's happened in the Gulf of Mexico is a vivid reminder of the dangers of oil. But let me just make it a little bit closer to home. We spent a lot of time trying to clean up the Chesapeake Bay. And our governors from the region just recently met. And we've developed a lot of good programs, including in the Farm Bill, putting money in to help our farmers deal with the bay and putting money in to deal with wastewater treatment facility plants. And now we're going to deal with runoff more. We've got to have less impervious surfaces so we can filter the water that goes into the bay in order to make sure it's clean for future generations. But let me tell you one more area. It's called airborne pollutants that end up in our bay. So from the point of view of our environment, we need to go green. Now the good news is that the answer to all three of the problems, creating jobs, dealing with our national security and becoming energy independent, and being a better steward of our environment, all three solutions are the same. It's what Congressman Bartlett's been talking about. Let's use less energy. Take a look at the vehicles that are on the grounds here, which will consume less fuel. Take a look at buildings, which are one of the largest uses of energy, and how we can deal with buildings to use much less energy. We can conserve. We can develop alternative and renewable energy sources. We can do things in a much more constructive way for our nation. And that's what this meeting's all about. You're going to see firsthand as you look at the vendors, and I encourage you to please take a look at the vendors, ways in which we all can make a difference, where we all can do things to strengthen our economy and strengthen our national security and protect our environment. So when I heard that Roscoe was going to have the second annual Go Green, I wanted to be here because I just first of all want you to know how special I think his leadership has been in the United States Congress on dealing with these issues. He's been fighting the popular sentiment for many years, and now the popular sentiment's catching up with him. It is. It's catching up. And we're going to be better prepared to respond as a result of the groundwork that your congressman has provided. It's my honor to present to you the congressman from your district, Congressman Roscoe Bartlett.